What's up, Future Fighters? Zach here. We got a live stream for you guys. This week's live stream is on Darkness Dragon World. And our first Darkness Dragon user who's actually here, we have Levi,
Hey, man.
who's just at the
Yeah, traded up
Continentals for the U.S. or what do you call it, North American Continentals, and the other one who may join us if he resolves his technical difficulties is Mr. Justin Gee, if he ever gets that on.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it one week and then can't figure
Man,
it out
still
the next.
using Internet Explorer.
Even though it's not supported at all, which would explain why the plugin or whatever does not work. But I don't really know what he was using last week. But I digress. We also have Bran, who our I don't know what you call it, resident Danger World user, who's probably a little bit hyped right now for some of the reveals.
If I wasn't so sick, I would be jumping up and down screaming.
Oh, my, that takes work.
And we have our boy Alex Masood, our Hero World, or what do you call it, giant fighting robot player.
Teams?
Giant fighting robots.
So, the first thing that we planned on doing was kind of running through Levi's deck list for Continentals, so I'll let him take that over. Or Levi take that over.
Yeah. Basically, what I played at Continentals was extremely similar to my first play Houston list. I pretty much just tossed in like Death Talica and a couple Excel ins because there was going to be a lot of Ancient World there. So I was like, this might just be a handy tech for beating over this stuff, and it did. I mean, my first 2 rounds were against Dragon Lords, and Death Talica like carried me both of those rounds. It was super handy to have. But yeah, going to the actual list, the monsters for the size 3. Well, actually, I swapped up the buddy to Amino Hobari, the 828 guy. That was kind of a last-minute thing that I just kind of did on a whim because I was like, One thing that was really annoying is pretty much every time I would buddy call Velgarin, the 0 dude, and I would pay the 2 life, the buddy call would always get me like 1 short of Abyss Symphony range, and I know that sounds really, really particular, but it would happen a lot. So I was like, I'm gonna Hobari. And it did help out. So I buddied Amino Hobari, then I played 4 Amino Hobari, obviously. 4 Grey Bard, obviously, the MVP. 4 Goku Mangayo, the 100 Demons, 826 Silver. Hey, Justin's here. Then I played 2 Death Talica. I played a pair of them. It was a pretty handy tech, and it came in a lot. And then I played 1 Burn Nova that I borrowed from a friend, and it won me the first game in round 1, and then I never drew it for the rest of the day. But it was there. It won me round 1. It was the real MVP. Those are all the size 3s. I wasn't maining Tinbu or Asmodai anymore. I took out Asmodai for Burn Nova just because I thought it was just kind of I mean, it was pretty much the same thing really. I didn't think Asmodai would be as helpful as he was as in Houston just because of all the I was mostly scared of 5th Omnis and stuff like that. It was just kind of a little bit of a meta call. And the Tinbu was like, it's not as worth against as many decks as it possibly could be, and there was like more versatile size 3s that I wanted to main over it, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so size 2s were the same. I played 4 Zwinger, I played 4 Zwinger, and then I bumped Death Wizard down to 2. That was just to fit in the second Excel in. I pretty much saw him just as much, and it really didn't change much. And the Zwinger was just as helpful as he always was, being a big 626. My zeros were 4 Velgar and an account Dawn. I dropped the 1 Gaspar because like I was playing the one before because I wanted to play 6 size zeros, but this was to fit in the first Excel in because I threw 2 in, and I mean I hardly ever saw the Gaspar anyway because it's just a 1 of it. It was just to have 6 size zeros. So there's that. Then I was still maining 2 over the Grudge for my impacts, and it was pretty helpful. It didn't do as much as it did in Houston, of course, because there just wasn't a lot of Hero World and Continentals, which was really surprising, but it was still a great impact just to have. And then spells was pretty standard. I don't know if they changed at all aside from the Excel ins. It was 4 Black Shield, 3 Midnight Shadow. I think I had it at 2 for Houston. I just bumped up a 3rd just as a simple like, hey, I might want to have a 3rd one in there just in case. Mostly like for worrisome against the big things. Like with all the Ancient and all the Knights, I thought having just this null to protect my actual monster, because they might not always be link attacking me, especially with Dragon Lords. You bump 3 Midnight Shadow, then 4 Dark Energy, 4 Abyss Symphony, 3 Death Grip, 3 Devil Stigma, and then now the 2 Excel ends. All the other spells are pretty self-explanatory. They just keep the deck going. So that was the list. Well, I made a couple changes, and I was really happy with the changes I made. I think they came in handy just as much as I really wanted them to, and I was happy I made them.
Okay. I see with your list compared to mine, it is almost identical for confidence. Literally, from your size 3 lineup, the only thing I didn't run was Burn Over, but I sided it.
Yeah, you
And
decided.
every time I sided it in, he always hit the drop zone. So it's like I never got off Burn Over.
I saw
My
that.
2 Death Talica, I never saw at all
Mhm.
until my Kaiserion match, which didn't really matter because we were like playing for, I guess, pride.
Yeah, last place.
Also, I ran size 2 lineup. I ran 4 Zwinger, and I main decked 1 Miss Area, just for a kind of rush I built into my deck because I size 0 lineup was exactly the same as yours as well.
Mhm.
4 Valgarin, 1 Count Dawn. But I also had size 1s in my deck. I ran 2 Thirsting Creature Zanzara
Yeah,
just to hate on Omnis. And it's like, sadly, I did not see it all at all in any of the matchups I actually needed it. I only saw it against Kaiserion. So it's like against Kaiserion, I saw everything. Like even game 1 against him, I opened up 2 barbed wire.
Oh my
So
god.
like, my deck turned into a hate deck at the end of the tournament. Spell lineup, I didn't run Midnight Shadow at all, just because when I played against Zach a lot for practicing leaving, he link attacked my center every time, so it's like Midnight Shadow was always a dead draw.
Yeah. It was mostly I just wanted in there because I was already playing too just because I like having the extra null just as a little bit of reassurance.
Mm.
I threw the extra one in because I was like, there's going to be a lot of Dragon Lords. I won't be getting Link Attack as much. I mean, I'll still get Link Attack when I'm fighting Dungeon because Dungeon, but this might be handy against Dragon Lords. It was just a little bit of a call that I tried to make.
And like you, I also did not max Death Grip or Devil Stigma or Excel in because the basis of the deck wasn't Talica. I only ran 2 Excel in. I only ran 2 Death Grip and I sided additional copies. And Devil Stigma was at 3 as well. And the reason why I didn't max Death Grip is because I didn't see a lot of annoyances that I would be running to that I could actually hit with Death Grip. So I thought they would be dead draws. Because I think outside of like the Omni deck and Dungeon World, my Death Grips would have been pretty pointless, like with all of the size 3 heavy decks.
Yeah, I knew there was gonna be so much Ancient World.
Yeah, Dark Energy and Black Dragon Shield I max just like you because it's like Dark Energy is broken in a size 3 deck.
So important.
You force your opponent to attack the center, they run into Dark Energy and you start killing stuff. Self-explanatory. Over the Grudge, I also ran it too, but I also main deck 2 of the what is it called? The other impact. Brutal Disaster.
Oh yeah,
I
you
main decked those and they actually won me round 1 against Austin before we had the anime moment, and he proceeded to beat the living hell out of me. But your list, it's like pretty much spot on to what I played. But as I did say before, it's like I saw a lot of this happening that day, and it was literally like if you did not draw what you needed when you needed it, you lost. Or if you made a single mistake, you lost. Because I think Austin made 1 mistake against me in our game 1, and he lost because of it. Like I don't know what could have possibly happened after that, but he lost terribly because of that 1 mistake.
Yeah, especially like with us, I mean, playing a deck like Darkness Dragon World, especially playing deep, like it's such like a really, really close and technical deck that like you have to be on top of every single play you make.
Yeah.
You have to be like, if you're bricking at all, it's going to be really hard to get out of it. You have to take every countermeasure to never be bricking, like as far as building your deck and your charges and draws and your plays you make and all of that. You've got to be it's a very technical deck.
That's very true because I can say 4 out of my 8 rounds was it? I had to play Greybard as my starter monster. as the
like,
player started. And it was like every time I did that, it hurt. And it could literally take him out in one turn, and then I wouldn't draw into anything else.
and then you're just like dead on resources, and you just
Yes.
go from
So I'm
there.
like, yeah, I have a ton of counters, but no monsters to play them on, and I'm not drawing any monsters to keep me alive. And then
Yeah,
it's like, hey, you draw Valgarin when you don't have any size threes. Rip.
yeah,
He can't hit anything.
it is absolutely brutal.
So based off of Continentals now, thinking back, were there any? So this is the deep deck for those who aren't familiar. This is, I guess, would you call it the general outline for Darkness Dragon World deep deck?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
Deep's,
lately, Deep has pretty much been like probably the best thing Darkness Dragon World has going for it, though. I feel like that's kind of starting to change, though, like because Deep, it's super weak to Fifth Omnis and Dungeon.
Yeah.
It's just it has a hard time actually keeping up with those decks, and those decks being such a big thing in the format right now, I feel like Deep's time is like, I don't know, for lack of a better term, coming to a close for the most part, because it's just in a very hard time for it right now. I think post Buddy All Stars, once we get that in 2 weeks on the 18th, Purgatory Knights might be the best way to go for Darkness Dragon, because it can kind of handle it. It doesn't have glaring weaknesses to Dungeon and Fifth Omnis, and with new Demios, it can hold its own really well against like pretty much all the previous problems the deck had, and I think it's going to be really strong.
I like the way the new Talica looks, though, because you don't even have to run the old Talica if you don't want to. You could just play little things like Gokumen Guy or something.
Yeah,
but
while Justin's been playing it up with new Demios, I've actually been testing new Talica a lot, and I'm really excited for that card. Like now that Continentals and all is over, I've been focusing more on kind of like just playing around with Death Talica and all the ways I can. Because it's like my favorite card in this game. It's like I've been playing this kind of like turbo Talica build that just like runs like literally like 0 deep cards. It's super extreme, but it just kind of like turbos out Talica really fast over and over again, and then like throwing the new Talica in there. It's pretty crazy. It's not bad, and I definitely look forward to see how Deep will evolve maybe into I feel like Deep might kind of evolve into being the new Talica build basically, and then Purgatory Knights are about to jump back up with the new Demios, and then aside from that there's Black Knights with Kratos in Mikado Evolution, so that might end up being the dominating build for Darkness Dragon post Mikado Evolution, but that just depends on what the support will bring.
Yeah, because we're actually getting a lot of Black Dragon support then too.
Yeah, Black Dragons are going to be like a big thing in the new season, so their new trial deck, and also like we're going to have Deep Purgatory Knights, Black Dragons, and Black Knights, I guess you could say, if it's going to be its own thing and not just like fuse right with people. We'll see about that, but we're going to have kind of a few builds kind of vying for the top there, and it's going to be really interesting to see what all the new support will bring and what will kind of rise up as the best way to play Darkness Dragon World.
So, go ahead, Justin.
No, I was going to say, I kind of see Black Dragons, Death, and Black Knights taking a step forward. I mean, Purgatory Knights don't look like they're getting any more support in that set so far, but I mean, they're going to be good with Inferno along. I've been testing that, and it's actually been like the only deck I've been able to beat Dungeon Knights and Omni Dragons with, so that made me feel some type of way. It's like one card makes all the difference in those matchups for me.
It really does, because like it's been so weird, because Darkness Dragon World has been stagnant for a long time now, because it's just kind of been like Deep carrying the world along for a while now, because it's just the best thing they have as far as their card pool goes. But now we have Purgatory Knights are getting all their problems fixed. We have even more support for Deep. Black Knights becoming this big thing, and then Black Dragons becoming this big thing in Season 3. And it's really great that now there's like a lot of builds that are going to be around, and it's a really good time for the world.
Yeah, especially going into we may have a lot of bandwagoners.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I got a question for you guys before you keep going. So you're done with Continentals. Was there any cards that you would wish you had played in your deck that you didn't put in or like max out or whatever? Just curious.
I mean, I actually wish that I would have experimented more with my my builds instead of playing Purgatory Knights or instead of playing deep like I did. I wish I would have just made a rush deck around Black Gate against deep just to counter fifth Omnis because it's like I didn't run into any ancient world matchups and that was like my only worry going up there. Ancient and superheroes. It's like I literally played the only two deck builds I can't beat. Well, with anything, like I've tried every deck that I owned against those decks and it didn't work. Like I even rebuilt a Purgatory Iron deck the day before the event and practiced against Austin with it, and he just wrecked it. So I was
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I can't play this because if I run into you with this too, I'll die. So.
Yeah. I mean, as far as my choices go, I feel like I probably I pretty much went with the best I could as far as actual deep goes. Like, if anything, if I had any actual kind of regrets, it would have been pretty much like Justin said, is maybe just trying out a different build altogether, experiment with something that wouldn't be so vulnerable with like Knights and Fifth Armies. Because again, I fought Dungeon twice and I lost twice to it because deep just can't really stand up to it as a deck.
It's just way too fast. It out-resources us too fast in this format.
There's no way to defend against it efficiently and in a way where it's actually, where you're actually getting value out of defending your guys. It's just never worth it, and you just lose all your resources too quick.
Okay, well, yay.
Yeah, it revolutionized. I mean, Dungeon was a hard matchup before, but it was doable because you could kind of out-resource them by like popping the weapons and keeping all their double attack plays down. After 8K weapon, it's rip deep. Rip.
Yeah, rip. I really wish I didn't play a size 3 heavy deck.
We just gotta believe in Kratos. Kratos will.
Kratos will trust.
The spooky skeleton man.
But what I wanted to actually get into is because I've seen a lot of people talking about Darkness Dragon World a lot, and I actually got into an argument a few months about this because I tried to peg Darkness Dragon World as one of the more difficult worlds.
Yeah.
And I really want to do some explaining on some of the cards of the world because I know a lot of people don't main it, even though they say that they play it. But playing something and like full on like playing every card in the world are two totally different things.
Yeah, like I know me and Justin have both like, this isn't like our side deck or whatever. We've both like had extensive experience playing like every single build in this world.
Yeah. So I kind of like going into Continentals, I kind of knew where I stood with every type of build and was just like, I just came down to it like the best chance I had was playing deep, and if I did not run in the fifth Omni or Dungeon, I would be fine.
If only in a perfect world.
If only.
If only.
But I was gonna start with my top. Now this is my opinion. My top 5 standalone good cards for Darkness Dragon World.
That's good.
Fifth place. Fifth place. Believe it or not, death damage.
Yes.
Why? Because you can destroy any monster regardless of its size or placement during your turn, and that helps me out a lot against like Omnimo matchups because I actually mained that 2 death damage at this point.
Yeah.
Fourth place, Black Dragon Shield. It's a shield that's not a shield, which has multiple defense measures and dodges stuff that negates shields, like Excalibur or Zeon. And it also has the ability to reduce the damage of impacts. So it's like any impact that can be reduced, you can reduce it to 0 and plus a life. And this is all for free. The only clause is having an open center. Then, as you said, Levi, third place, Death Grip.
That's a good one.
And the only reason why I give Death Grip just third place is because it only works against size 2 or less. Even though it's counter destruction that can remove anything, we really moved into like a item based and size 3 heavy meta. So it's like Death Grip isn't as useful as it used to be. I used to always max it, and now I always find myself running 2 or 3 of it. Just because it's good, but it's a dead draw against a lot of matchups.
Like, I feel like Death Grip is pretty much taking the same route Pillar of Fire has.
Yeah, basically.
Like, it's still a great card, just not always.
Yeah. But I mean, Pillar of Fire can still hit size 3s,
Yeah, it can hit a lot of size 3. This is true.
which is ridiculous. So it's still like a good side deck card.
Yeah.
Second place, believe it or not, Death Ruler Gruen.
That card is good. I like
Yeah, and the only reason why I picked Gruen for number 2 is because he can dodge penetrate on his own. If you're running the
Which one is Gruen?
Gruen is 4, I think 4/3/3, 1 gauge.
Mhm.
You can counter or act. You can remove him from the field to destroy your size 1 on the field. So literally, you can get yeah, force. Thanks, Levi. You can force a weapon or a bigger monster to attack and pop a smaller guy before he gets a hit in. And it allows you to dodge penetrate, as I said, spectral strike, and if he's on the left or right and you're running black agenda, it also allows you to pop a card on the field and summon a size 1 to the center to guard yourself.
Like, Ruin makes so many nasty plays.
Yeah. The only reason why it's not used that much is because Hero World kind of invalidated us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
Dang it. Why can't Death Rulers be good?
Now, for number 1 is Bay himself. Bay the Grey Bard. He makes size 3 decks cry. Salty tears.
Oh,
I know myself, I've been a victim of this when I play Raging Spirits against my minion.
the unsung.
It's spell removal as well as burn. It's great against size 3s and higher. I tried to pop a Ozzy with it one time. Sadly for me, my opponent had dark energy.
Oh, the dream.
I literally had gave him my
Oh my god.
Was that Sean?
Yeah, it was Sean. Regan was this year. I'm like, who runs dark energy and Ozzy? But okay, it's good against size 2s, and it's really mad against size 1s or lower. And it's only really terrible if you start with it and no other monsters.
Yeah.
Those are like the only downside to Baybard. But I wanted to bring up all of these cards though because it's like you're looking at this list and it's like only 2 cards on this list are monsters. And that's a problem that I always said has been with like Darkness Dragon World is that this world is actually really combo reliant. Like cards that you may like and play a lot like Death Talica, you can't drop on your first turn without Excel in. Cards like Valgrind are not as useful without a size 3 in your hand. And then also we have cards like Amino Habari, which is really useful and doesn't even live that long without Dark Energy or Death Grip. So a lot of the support cards in Darkness Dragon World is what keeps it going. Because you can even go as far to say cards like Purgatory Knights Forever, which is a staple in Purgatory Knights, is not good early game. In fact, it's a dead draw.
Yeah.
Demio Sword Dragon, one of the best cards in Purgatory Knights, is terrible by himself. If you ever go into top decking with Purgatory Knights and you draw Demios or any of his other friends, you're probably going to lose. Because all of those cards work in tandem, and that's how it is for a lot of stuff in Darkness Dragon World. Like Gate of Darkness. Gate of Darkness does not go off at the beginning of the game unless you run Excel in. Unless you have some way to fill up your drop fast. A lot of cards in Darkness Dragon World are combo heavy, and it also hurts that our world is gauge heavy.
Yeah.
You could well, I hate when people always say Mabel Taker is a standalone good card. He's not. First turn, if you have to drop Mabel Taker, he's 3 gauge. He will probably die your next turn.
Yeah.
If you get lucky enough to drop him with Valgrind, hey, that's a combo.
Yeah.
How is he going to stay alive? Now you need a Dark Energy or a Death Grip. It's like people believe that like Darkness Dragon World is easy to play, but it's really not. Every turn you have to pick and choose on what you're gonna keep and what you're gonna charge based on the scenario that you're getting into right now. Like, you want to go for control, push for game. Do you need protection or not? Because it's like Death Grip is a gauge. Dark Energy is a gauge. It's like your monsters for the most part are a gauge unless you're playing Purgatory Knight. So it's like you're always picking and choosing your battles with this deck.
It's super technical. It's a very you have to apply a lot of critical thinking and just planning ahead in general when playing this world, because you've always got to be foreseeing your combos left and right, constantly being on top of things and on top of your deck, and always knowing what you need to, like, you have to be, constantly just planning like 2 to 3 turns ahead, and always trying to take into account what your opponent might be throwing at you, so you can keep
Yeah.
necessary pieces to survive it, and at the same time be able to do something yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, some other worlds combo are a little combo based. I know one of the hardest worlds that is combo based is Legend World.
Yeah.
Legend World is very heavily combo based. Katana World is combo based. Magic World combos, but combos that can give you games sometimes. So I wouldn't put Darkness World as the hardest to play. It's probably more like a mid-tier, mid-range difficulty.
Yeah.
Because as I've seen my minion do, you can just spam Excel ends and then drop Talica and literally just attack your opponent until they die.
But at the same time, that's an inconsistent thing, and you have to be able to, craft your deck and make the necessary target draws and make the necessary steps to be able to get there, at some point too in the game state. Like,
yeah, because Talica is really weak against multiple attacks. So it's like if you most of the time, if you have some sort of double attacker and 2 other attacks on the field, you can take out Talica in 1 or 2 turns. Despite how much soul it has.
Yeah, like Talica as a card and as a deck is super fragile and super, super careful. So you've always got to pick and choose, because like you want to hold on to your combo pieces so that it can actually be worthwhile playing, but at the same time you want to hold on to actual stuff you can play at the time being, so you're not just doing nothing.
Your minion's actually on the live stream, Justin.
Oh, he is.
Is
good.
One of those minions me.
Good loyal flower.
Oh yeah, Justin, on the topic of Darkness Dragon World, did you see that they translated the flavor text on the Retsu flag?
No, they did. I didn't see that.
It's these endless, infinite jet black bonds will crush that bastard's heart.
I love
the
it.
man is trash talking Baku on his secret flag.
I'm sorry, we may have to fight to the death if somebody we know is full step play. We'll fight on. We'll fight on.
I love you, man, but it's gonna get rough.
Yeah, I'm pulling out everything.
Just to see what you do.
So what?
I said I hope I'm the one who pulls it. I might tear it up in front of you.
You need that.
I'll pray for your soul if you do that. I may deliver you to Satan himself. But I was going to say one of my favorite combos to drop on anything in Darkness Dragon World, though, is Dark Energy on anything with Soul Guard. Dark Energy on anything with Soul Guard says screw you for the turn.
Man,
and I actually had somebody run into that. I think Luis, the guy I played with Fifth Omni first round, he ran into Goku and I played Dark Energy on him. And like I literally wiped his entire field because he didn't know that was for the turn.
It's so good. And
it really is.
Like Dark Energy on Talica it's so mean.
Yes. It's like because you can remove the 3 soul to keep it on the field as opposed to nullifying the attack. And a lot of people don't realize that, like they believe that Talica only nullifies attacks. When in actuality he can keep himself on the field.
That effect is optional.
Oh my gosh, because I think the guy that likes to call himself my rival, Momo, he actually did that against me with Seeger. I killed Seeger in 1 turn.
That's such a good combo.
But
talking combos, like I mean, literally the deck I'm playing now, like this kind of like wombo. It's literally like I've just been calling it like the wombo combo Talica deck because you're just
Talica. See, Talica, I would only run Talica at 4 if we had well, I ran it at 4 before just because I had an SP as my buddy. Shiny things make me make bad decisions, but
Be honest.
I would max it and run it as my buddy if we had Moist in the Bloodlust for the foe.
God,
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
I want Moist
Yes,
Bloodlust
like
for.
we need that card so bad.
I
For
want it.
that and the new guy that we're getting for Black Knights, like that card will change the game because then you could actually max Excel and if not run it at 3 just to fill up your drop continuously.
Because you suddenly have this, like almost armor reuse style thing going on.
Yep.
Only you can only get your best monster, but that's all that matters.
Yeah, and it's a monster that has a lot of utility, basically like Iblis would be, except for the
Like,
top Iblis.
I-
Kill
I-
Iblis in one turn.
I really, really, really hope we get Moist in the Bloodlust in Mikado Evolution. That would be so amazing.
Yeah.
If I play Black Knights, well, when I play Black Knights, I really want that card because Greytoes has to be your buddy anyway. Do it.
Yeah, I would stop complaining if we got that card I saw somebody using on Buddy Fight Area not too long ago. Death Ruler Blix. He top deck drew into it and got game because he had the 1 crit weapon and Blix on field, so it was like 5 damage.
Yeah,
I was
like,
just
Blix is a really, really good card. I also want there's another Death Ruler. We're going to talk about the unreleased promos now, but this is important.
Right Prolacus, the one with Soul Guard? Yes.
Yeah,
that's
he's a Death Deep size 2 3/2/3 that costs a gauge, gets the top deck of the top card of the deck. Into his soul, he has Soul Guard and Shadow Dive. Like, I would love that card. Like, not only for Death Rulers, for Deep, like that's such a handy stall card. Especially because if the game you pay and the card you get for his soul are both deep, he's deep too. That's a whole additional life for Talika that'll absorb 2 attacks. Like that's great. And then just Shadow Dive is a nice bonus. Let's see, are there any other promos we don't have?
That we don't have, that we don't really need them now. The only other promo that I would like is for Purgatory Knights, which is Viking X Dragon. Basically just gives your weapon additional crit, but it's like you can attack with a 4 crit weapon every turn.
Beard guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
That's about, I think. Oh, and Eraser Hand Dragon for Purgatory Knights.
Oh yeah. I think we're getting him in Buddy All Stars actually.
We are. Oh, I thought it was Angry Hand Dragon. Destroys items.
Yeah, we got Angry Hand as like a promo, a couple like for Springfest, I think.
Yeah, but they're re-releasing it instead.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He's being reprinted in the set, but I think Eraser Hand is in there too. I want to say.
Yes, Eraser Hand is. He's a common or an uncommon, I believe.
Yeah. Speaking of Buddy All Stars, man, like that is such a good set for Darkness.
The set is amazing overall.
Right?
Yeah,
Like this is the best set in the game.
I mean, I don't think I've seen a single card that I didn't like so far for Buddy All Stars.
Yeah, like and especially all the Darkness Dry World cards. Like we've got so many more good options now. Like again, like Demios Inferno makes like Purgatory Knights, it makes them the real deal. And then the new Talika opens up a lot of cool plays if you're like more wombo combos, which is like yeah.
I even like the new Death Gaze, the ST Death Gaze.
Yeah, that card is really solid.
That'll help. Like it really helps me with my Rage and Spirits matchup now because now I can push a lot of their monsters with that, and I think what is it, Soul Taker, the size 2 that when he attacks a monster he can remove his soul.
Death Ruler Soul Breaker, yeah.
Oh, Soul Breaker. Okay.
No, just play the Black Dragon that just blows things up when you swing at something.
Yeah.
Just swing at Ricky first. Die, Ricky.
Pop it. So good.
And that's 2 damage. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Gallows SD.
The new Gallows is really good too because his only requirement is that you have to have a death in the drop zone.
Yeah.
And it'll really just force you to play anything like Death Grip or like Death Shield. Yeah, he's a size 0 with Shadow Dive. If ping for 1, you gain a life.
Yeah, and he's
2 crits though?
Nah,
no, he's 1.
2/1/1.
He's a size 0.
Oh, size 0 though.
Yeah. That's great for Death Rulers, for Deep, for anything. I mean, it's really versatile because its requirements are like they're there, but they're pretty much achievable in any Darkness Dragon Ball deck.
I mean, I'm actually thinking about running it in Purgatory Knights, just because the size zeros with Purgatory Knights are so inconsistent sometimes. Like whenever you get a handful of size zeros or like size zeros in Inferno, you just cry because you can't play any of that.
Yeah, I feel that. And
And
then
it also allows you to be more aggressive with Purgatory Knights anyway, because then you can afford to leave your center open all the time and run more weapons because you're gaining a life every time the size zero pokes and they don't take it out.
exactly, like it'll probably bait attacks too, or at least an attack.
Yeah, serves
Just
as
not something
nullifies. It's kind of
fine.
like how Omni Drum serves as a nullify
Yeah,
for
which is pretty
Dragon
legit.
World.
And the two new spells we got, like there was that one spell that it's like get a Shadow Dive monster from the drop zone, but like
Yeah.
basically armor
Oh
reuse.
yeah, armor reuse. Yeah, that's
Which is
actually pretty good because I think what the other one that we have for Death Rulers is two
Nightmare.
life and you only get back two Death Rulers, right?
Yeah.
And this
That
was
was not bad either. Like to with both of them, like Death Rulers now have even better salvage potential than they had before, which is
Like,
pretty legit.
I think
yeah
what they
because
did, they should have released like at least this one earlier, because the Death Rulers in their heyday, the problem was that their monsters just kept getting blown up and they would just lose. Like if
Yeah,
they released like either one of the two when they first came out in the initial release, Death Rulers would have been really, really good.
yeah. That's why like
yeah
when Box 5 came around with like Nightmare Revive and Agenda, they could like sustain their board, but then Hero World drops, so it was like, what?
They got
yeah
one set and then they're like, well, shit.
Yeah. Hero World, and Raging Spirits all in one set. Fuck.
yeah
But yeah, and then there's Absolute Attack, the other new spell. It's a Death Deep that you play it for this turn. When you attack your opponent's monster, they can't use counter. That is really good.
yeah
Why
that
is it
is
so
really
free?
good. And I was
Like,
thinking about comboing that with the 100 Demon spell that came out. Like you target a monster on the field, and every time you destroy it, you get to actually draw a card.
yeah,
But the only downside of that is if your opponent is smart, they will just let that monster die on the first attack if it has Soul Guard.
yeah, if they're smart.
So you can't swing at it indefinitely. But
Yeah,
hey, it's something that will get you through the ranks.
I mean that card is such a great side option for like, I mean, Ancient World all around, because we didn't already have it enough with Grey Barn and Death Damage.
Yeah,
Now they can't play Wrath Trigger. That's cool.
yeah,
Like that's great. And then just siding against any other stuff, like it doesn't seem that bad against maybe fifth omnis either, because like he can get drum out of the board, like no questions asked, and they can't like wombo combo. They're like, oh, I take a damage and do random thing, and then kill you for free stuff.
yeah. I mean, they still can do it during your main phase or before you
Yeah.
declare an actual attack. So counter removal
You have
is very strong.
you have an option to call new stuff at that point. Still, it's at least maybe it might be a little leg up in the matchup at least, and then
Yeah.
just in
But-
general.
But I think that's something that me and Donuel talked about like a while ago. He told me that he saw that this game was just clearly heading towards like straight up just counter removal. It was like just that like decks with counter removal will do better than decks that don't have it. And you could see it with Kaiserion. It wasn't necessarily that Kaiserion was so overpowering offensively. It was also that he had I'll leave this to you. It was just like pay one life, destroy the card that you're on ride, and he has Soul Guard to pop anything on the field. Like that
Yeah.
card was stupid strong.
Yeah, like that's air raid for life. That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons why I'm very excited for Kratos and Black Knights, because I feel like it's gonna have the ability, to just like lock the opponent out of a lot of their plays, just being able to just counter kill their monsters whenever you feel like it. I guess it's a very strong ability. And
Yeah.
acting with all the versatility that Kratos has as himself, if the rest of the Black Knight support is really good, which they seem to kind of be pushing Kratos a lot, especially with like the other Four Horsemen Knights, I feel like it's gonna be the real deal. It's gonna be, I think they're gonna give it some really ample support, and it's gonna be a really really good. It's gonna be the real deal.
Yeah. This is
Kratos-
gonna be a really good set for us.
Yeah, Mikado Evolution, like Buddy all started into Mikado Evolution, into the Black Dragon trial deck, into the first box season 3, which will have Darkest Dragon in it. Like It's a good time. The wait has been worth it.
Yeah, it really is. But I just hope that people don't forget about Hero World because I've seen a lot of people jumping off the bandwagon, as you can say. And one thing that would be scary is like if everybody stopped running or side in those barbed wires, just thinking that Hero World isn't a threat anymore. Because I actually saw the kid Brian that played at Continentals ran Burnover with his Kazurion, and it was very douchey. It was very scary to see him pull it off. Like literally, you die, you remove everything from the field, but Kazarian had Soul Guard and Burn Nova pops off. And then he still had Burden of Soul, so that's still like what it was 12. It was 12 damage, like
Yeah.
unanswered, and it's just like even with two nullifiers in your hand, you can't stop that late game.
Yeah, no, like Burn Nova and Kaisarian is just so dumb.
Yeah, but I'm glad he was not able to pull that off on me. He was like one gauge short, I think, when he had it. Because
Yeah.
that definitely would have gave him game.
Oh my god.
It's like with some decks against Burn Nova, especially Darkness Dragon World wise, if it's not size 3 heavy, I kind of auto lose to Burn Nova because once he drops on that attack phase, I'm usually at 5 or 6 life with like one nullify or nothing. And I
Yeah.
just take all of it.
Burn Nova is super intense. Like I had 3 Burn Novas dropped on me over the course of Houston. Thankfully, I was able to just sit out the turn and then Graybard it because that's the good thing to do against
I mean,
a Burn Nova.
Actually, every time I run into Burn Nova, I've always had a size 3 with 8k attack on the field, and I just dark energy. That's how I feel Burn Nova every single time.
That is the funniest thing ever.
Like, except for like with Purgatory Nights, I kind of just die because I can't survive their turn.
Yeah. But that's Burn Nova. I mean, at least we have some answers to it.
Yeah, but I mean, as many games as Burn Nova steals, one game he has not stolen at all because this has actually happened to me too. Is he cannot steal Omni Modi games because it's like literally you drop Burn Nova just to survive for one more turn, but Asmodai to punch you in the face again.
Yeah, no, Burn Nova does not help you there.
Because I started running Crush That Body and Sustain Mine again. Like I survived one turn off of that, and then I died again the next turn and dropped Burn Over, and then he just killed me again the following turn.
Yeah, but
Felt like I was in a bad anime.
Darkness Dragon thankfully has a lot of okay answers to Omnilord Azonai as a card in Death Damage and
Death Damage and Greybard.
Yeah.
Yes.
It can and Death Talica. Like yeah, it can be pretty easy to burst through an Omnilord Azonai. I mean that just goes into Darkness Dragon World's really favorable matchups because like it as much as it has a hard time right now, its main he does have a hard time against Dungeon Defend Omnis. It has a lot of really great matchups, and then the great thing about cards that make some of those matchups great is that they can be pretty much in any build. Like Greybarn and Death Damage can go in anything, and then you just have a super easy time against most size 3 decks.
I would say yes, but we're also starting to get monsters that are like in Ancient World and Hero World that cannot be destroyed, such as Joel's art deck that he loves so much.
Let's not let's not inflate Joel's ego anymore. We know Arconseal's a good card. For Christ's
I'm just saying, like decks like that are a pain because that's one reason why I could never beat my Kaizurion deck is because I main deck 3 Gonzalez and it would always be on the side, and you can't Death Grip it. So it's like you can't counterattack and destroy it with Dark Energy. So it's like literally everything I did to this card, aside from attack it, kept it on the field.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off so much. Like I hate mirror matching against my own decks.
Mm-hmm.
It drives me crazy. But because we're starting to get monsters that cannot be destroyed, we also have items that can't be destroyed too. With Armor Knight Eagle Ace making items, even though I know Brand does not like to go that route with protecting the item. we do have a lot of like cards in this game that cannot be destroyed. And with Darkness Dragon World being control heavy and focusing on just basically blowing your shit up, it's like those types of cards are really a nuisance to deal with because you can't just Greybard Arkansas, and it makes Greybard dead draw against that guy if he gets him
Yeah.
off first.
Yeah, yeah, it can definitely be a little awkward. Thankfully, I mean, there are other alternative plays to it that can kind of, make things a little easier against you as far as like Arkansas is concerned. Like, just depending on like the answers they have,
Yeah, that's why I was actually thinking of going your route a bit and making Death Ruler deck, but I'm going to main 3 Baybard.
Baybard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just to
you,
be
you
that guy.
have to make
And
it.
Gator Darkness Dragon and uh I don't know, probably some of the new support when it comes out because I also need to be able to push off problematic monsters. But that's like the just especially with the new SD Death Gaze, it'll be so good in Death Rollers because
Yeah.
you can push and take away gauge, and you also have a monster. I think it's Galkite. Whenever a card on your field, it says a card, so that includes an item. Whenever it attacks and your opponent casts a negate, you take away one of your opponent's gauge.
Oh yeah, the Golden Buddy Pack guy.
Yeah, that guy. It's like cards
Yeah.
like that. It's like it's so many ways that you could go about Darkness Dragon World soon. As soon as we get this set, that it's going to be ridiculous. And I would actually love to see people trying to put together Death decks and Deep decks without Talica and
Yeah.
try something new.
Yeah, because like one of the most interesting things about Darkness Dragon World is that there's all these archetypes, but like there's hardly any specific archetype support. Like
Yeah,
Death Rulers have a couple cards that are like, choose Death Rulers or when a Death Ruler is destroyed. But aside from that, like you can really mix and match so many of these cards and really make whatever.
yeah. Because I would say the thing about that is that like Darkness Dragon World, for us to have so many archetypes, we don't have a single standalone archetype except for Purgatory Knights. That is probably the only deck that you can play without anything else. But
Yeah.
that's only because of Inferno now. You don't
Yeah.
have to run Greybard, but Greybard still makes the deck amazingly good at the rush.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Greybard's still really, really good in there. Especially with so much Ancient World going around right now. It's very handy.
Yeah.
Um,
Arkansas. I mean, Raging Spirit you could kind of deal with, but Arkansas you cannot just deal with Greybard.
yeah. Thankfully, like I don't know, the Arkansas matchup is just always really funny because it's just a whole toss up of like who draws like what answers they need.
Yeah, first.
But yeah, like Darkness Dragon World, it does have a lot of favorable matchups just because of really, really powerful cards it has like Greybard and Death Damage and all these other things that are going to be going, and even going forward. And it's really great because as the builds stay, as generic and unrestricted as they are, those power cards will stay just as great. So like you could always be handling a lot of good matchups as your further support just handles even more of the bad matchups.
Yeah.
Which keeps the world really versatile.
Yeah, it's starting to teeter-totter a little bit. Because I really feel like in this format, we're like in a rock, paper, scissors format. Like, I actually told somebody that earlier, and he didn't know what I was talking about. But literally, I feel like every deck in this format is literally a rush, defensive, or control build. And
Yeah.
it's like we have a lot of bad matchups and stuff, and you're starting to see like it's noticeable on some things. Like Fifth Omni and Dungeon are like really terrible matchups for Darkness Dragon World decks in its entirety.
Yeah, which just goes
But
to the
they're
fact of, like Fifth Omni and Dungeon are just these such aggressive decks that it's almost hard to defend against them with like the defensive decks. But then if you're
Yeah.
like a defensive deck and you go against like another defensive deck, like you have like a more it's very rock paper scissors, because like
yeah.
like Ancient loses out to some of the other defensive decks are like not
Like
Arc-Seal Ancient.
Omni Modi.
Omni Modi are like deep to an extent, again not Arc-Seal Ancient. It's a bit more even there. But then if you're Ancient, you go up against like Dungeon, you have maybe a bit more of a favorable time because you can actually defend against all of their aggression. And
Yeah.
then if you're Dungeon, like you win most of the defensive matchups, and some of them you might lose. It's
Yeah.
like so many of the games, to quote our emo redheaded cousin, so many of the games are like practically decided the moment what worlds are revealed or what worlds are in play are revealed.
Yeah, like Dungeon really it crashes walls. It has a really great early game right now,
Yeah.
but
Oh, Dungeon's just so good.
yeah, lasting. But I haven't seen it like lasting against a lot of other like really big decks. Like I haven't seen how Dungeon does against like Kazurion or like Fifth Omnis right now. Zach, could you tell us about that?
Yeah, how did
I haven't played against Kazarian a lot because every time I go to Chibi's, Alex either comes later is in there.
Sorry.
Thanks, Alex.
Scrub.
dang,
Because I don't know, because I kind of feel like it depends who gets what off early too. Because I have my own douchey impact in Dungeon World, so
Oh yeah. Pay 2 gauge, deal 3 damage.
yeah, so I can tutor for it too. So
Yeah. And get it back from the drop zone. I know that very well. Thanks, Austin Summers.
oh, the people's champion. Everyone's
Yeah.
favorite. Knocking us all out.
Yeah. So, but how was your Fifth Omni matchup?
but that's terrible. It's terrible. If they main the item destruction dudes, I'm so mad. I just like link attack and hope they don't have a shield and go, did I get it? Impact.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a matter of hoping they don't draw the item guy and
Yeah.
throwing out Mysteria.
Only
Yeah.
the bonus being that I have 2 weapons. So I can attack, they destroy 1 weapon, I still have a weapon to use my impact. So.
Yeah. Because I think the guy played Fifth Omni, Luis, he actually said that he mains 2 item destroyer and then he sides the other 2 because he also sides the size 1 destroyer that whenever you take a damage you pop a size 1 on your opponent's side of the field.
I
Yeah.
guess that's how you
Fifth Omnis is so annoying, man.
To me, the item
I
hates
can't wait. I can't wait until Inferno comes out.
Yeah. No, man, we've talked about Dark Dragon enough. Let's turn the stream into why Fifth Omni is the most degenerate deck in the format. I like that.
I wish one was on right now.
Can I be on that one too, Zach? Can we do that?
I guess we just make a new hate stream because Juan showed up late to our last hate stream.
When has Juan actually been here on time? It's worse than Justin.
Never.
Wow, I'm not
I don't think
bad.
he's ever been.
You did an explore.
Ever since I stopped going to happy hour, I've been on time. I just have technical difficulties sometimes.
Sometimes, you mean every time?
Except for the time where he tethered off a phone in a bar.
Hey, I was at happy hour.
Yeah, but you made it on time. You were in fact early.
Oh, I was?
Yeah, you were.
I don't even remember. That's bad. Oh, man.
We're kind of wrapping up the live stream, so I didn't really see any questions in the live stream, so there's an opportunity now if people have it.
As much.
What was that?
Really, really deep into their subject matter. I'm not sure if there's anything they didn't cover.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because I feel like we were predominantly deep, plus all the hype that is Buddy All Stars for Darkness Dragon World.
Yeah, I mean that's just how Darkness Dragon World has been for a while. It's just kind of like you deep or bust because it's just kind of the most consistent thing going for it. So it's like we're gonna talk light about our one like playable deck, and then it's like now look at all the other playable decks.
Yeah, I used to really
Because we're
hate
finally getting support.
because I played Justin in Springfest in the final round, and he just had every turn he just had a new answer. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
I had so many dark, what is it? Bloody
Death Grips, Dark
First
Energy.
Dark
or something.
Energy. And all I had was one monster the entire game.
I don't
It was
know
a
if you've
mix of
noticed,
dark.
but every time I attack you, I always attack you for 3k plus your monster's defense. Just to narrow some of the options. You only have Dark Energy now that can save you.
Yeah.
Based bloody dance.
Yeah,
Dance
but I
with
think
go. Dance.
size 3 decks for Darkness Dragon World. Now with Dungeon being Dungeon, they aren't so predominant now. I really think we should go kind of like a rush with size 3 if you're going to run the size zeros just to bring in the big guns. Because
Yeah.
that's what I plan to do with Black Knight. Still run 3 to 4 Valgrind. He's probably not going to be the buddy anymore. Just so I could bring out Amino Habari. And if we get another Black Knight that's a size 3, to bring those guys out for free. And then the main boss will be
Kratos.
Kratos.
Sama.
Well, I mean, you said it before though. For some reason, Purgatory is a really good matchup against Dungeon, and I think they just more efficiently like rush.
I mean,
Yeah. And
now
like,
that you say so, I did not win matches against Austin until we started free playing afterward, and I started using Purgatory Knights. And he told me actually in tournament, he was like, "Dude, I'm so glad that you didn't use Purgatory Knights because that deck can rush better than Dungeon." That's all I was worried about. And I was
Yeah.
like, "But I wasn't thinking about just your deck. I was conceding defeat to your deck. I was trying to beat everybody else's deck.
and like,
I was
this is
trying to beat the
like a
other
lot
team
of
deck, not just the
a lot
wait,
of dungeon players
two?
these days aren't really like they're not as much like hardcore maxing out Pillar of Fire and hidden crossbow in the main deck.
Yeah,
So
Austin actually told me he did not run Pillar of Fire at all.
yeah,
I
he
can
did
see that easy.
play it. He didn't play it at all in his deck.
Yeah, he
I
said
think
he
they only play 2 of them right now.
yeah, he said
I see a lot
really
of
not that good of a card.
you're kind of bouncing around on keeping Pillar of Fire in or out.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's a-
But I mean, when
It's
you have the
scarred people.
Shalsanas and you have monsters with move, it's like, do you really need to control the game? When the object of buddy fight, like you start off with 10 life, to kill your opponent, a dungeon puts up like 10 plus damage a turn, just like
Yeah.
Danger World. That's why I hate Danger World and you, Brian.
Like you only need so much
I'm
defense,
okay with this.
and I mean, you especially have like a lot of life gain too with form of party and all.
Yeah, the life game with Foreign Party and Cheeto is nuts. But again, Darkness Dragon will stream, not any other streamer.
Yeah, it's more just going over like the Darkness Rival matchup for Dungeon.
Dude, I think that's the only game I lost really bad to Austin. It was a free play. He opened up 4 former party. And he just showed it to me. He was like, I'm just going to search because you don't have spell nulls. And I was just like, yep, I'm going to die.
I think that's all it takes to get your combo.
Yeah, it was
I
like
think the
literally
4th mission would have
everything.
sealed the deal. He would have been able to get like Tsuku, Camille, a weapon, and then Impact, and then you're
Yes, and that's what he did. He got, well, no, I think he got Tetsuya instead to get more life gain. Yeah, it wasn't funny at the time.
The rumors were true.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, but he's also really lucky. And when you have that combination in a player, it can be pretty devastating.
Yeah,
Just gotta
Austin.
harness it.
Can we have the Austin Summers 2K15 stream now? We appreciate Austin Summers
In memory, Austin Summers.
in memory. What'd you do, Justin?
Death Grip.
Oh, Justin, no. Our amigo.
But no, we met a lot of great guys out there. It was fun. Like that time we went to Burger King. You remember that, Levi?
Oh man, there was like that creepy guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we wouldn't even let him in Darkness Dragon World.
No, hell no.
See, we're still on topic.
Yeah, let's stay on topic. That was a good time. It's a good time. Do you know what regional you said you're hitting Texas again this year?
Yeah, definitely gonna be hitting Texas.
Okay, I'm gonna stay away from Texas. I don't want to run into my Darkness Dragon World brethren.
We're gonna have to get there.
I'm gonna try to stay away from New York if possible this year. It's just so close. But I'm gonna try to hit Ohio, Puerto Rico if I have the money, and probably Atlanta parties. I don't know. I'm just getting tired of going to New York. I feel like it's so much animosity for me there. It's like I literally talk to no one from New York there. Like no one from New York talks to me at all.
Yeah, I'm really
I think
excited.
maybe Brian Waldron and Donuel.
Yeah,
That's about it.
But they're not even from New York. Aren't they both from New Jersey?
Oh yeah. Point Brian the man.
But yeah, I'm really excited for the upcoming tournament scene, like as far as Darkness Dragon World goes, because we've just got so much stuff coming up, and it's going to be open to us by then. That I'm going to be very hard pressed to figure out what I want to play the most.
I mean, I don't expect a lot of people that are just going to be picking it up to do well with it, just because it's not that easy to play. It's not like playing like Dragon World.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go fifth army drum weapon, herp, derp, derp, derp. If I hit you 2 times, impact.
Dirty.
Yeah, Durgans.
I
All right,
think,
guys. So I think it's probably a good time to wrap up the stream, right?
Yeah.
I'll let you guys kind of do sign-offs if you want. I'll start with Brian. If you have anything you want to say.
Nah, I'm good. I have nothing to contribute to this Darkness Dragon world. Give me some more danger stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right, Alex, you got anything to say?
Gonzalo, our best buddy, can't beat Death Grip.
But
He's
Iblis
fired.
can't be death gripped.
it was Death Grip. But he can be Grey Barded.
You're not wrong.
Uh,
Justin, you shut the fuck up.
All right, Levi. Do you have anything you want to sign off with?
I like Darkness Dragon World. Here's some cool kids. Thanks for listening, guys.
If you're gonna update your channel at all, I'll put links again in the description after the show.
Oh yeah, you guys should check out my channel where I have outdated fight videos and shitty AMVs.
Yeah. All right, Justin.
Oh yeah, guys, please subscribe to my team's YouTube channel. It's Just Us League Swag at youtube.com.
Yeah, it'll be in the links, and it's also on the recommended channels. And I guess lastly for me, a little bit of advertising for the Dynasty Cup.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So this is the beautiful cord deck case that we have had commissioned by a 3D printing company, and they actually made the design for us, which is it'll allow you to actually put cards in the deck. And this time I have been testing. I don't know if you noticed, this is a double-sleeved card, and it does fit in the deck box this time.
Oh,
Which
God.
is pretty sick.
That's not a trash can. Get that trash out of there. Get that trash right out of there.
So it'll fit your 50-card deck. So this is my Legend World deck, and it'll probably fit a sideboard in there too, judging from the extra space.
Yo, Justin,
Mhm.
you ain't getting it this time.
Yo, I want that deck.
I'm really trying to barter for it.
Bring that ass back here.
I want
But
that.
Say
the
hi.
Dynasty Cup is December, I think, the Saturday the 19th.
19th.
Yeah, at Ellicott City, Maryland. I'll try and post a link to the Facebook where you can find the event info. But it is in Maryland. We do hope to one day expand our influence to other states, but long term here. I mean, let us know if you have a shop that's interested. We'll definitely listen to you guys. And this, of course, is given to our Dynasty Cup champion. Although I can't tell if this is reversed on it for you guys or not.
Yeah. No, you had it up right.
All right, so it says Dynasty Cup champion, which is to me pretty sweet. It's a one-of-a-kind prize given to the winners of the Dynasty Cup. So, signing off the live stream. As always, guys, thanks for watching.